Should Te Pāti Māori be extradited to China? And should everyone registered on the Māori Electoral Roll be extradited to China along with them? I think the argument that the first Maori arrived on New Zealand shores, one way or another, by being released or escaping from one or more of the massive Chinese fleets commanded by Zhang He, is far more likely to be the truth than Maori arriving under their own steam with ocean-going fleets which they built and navigated to New Zealand. As disclosed in one of my earlier videos, the Chinese fleets are a well-documented fact, and not only is the Maori version not documented at all, their oral versions vary considerably. There are no written records of the original ocean-going waka, hurua, a double-hulled canoe, or any relics of these supposed waka that have survived or been discovered. Surprise, surprise. The only detail available for scrutiny is by error-prone, word-of-mouth passed down through the iwi generations, and we all know how accurate Chinese whispers tend to be. There are no written records of the original waka hurua construction design or the celestial navigational sailing techniques used to cross the oceans. Everything is by word of mouth only. This is best referred to as becoming Chinese whispers on steroids. According to Maori oral tradition, the first explorer credited with discovering New Zealand was Kupe, a legendary navigator from the ancestral homeland of Hawaii. Guided by the stars, ocean currents, and deep knowledge of the sea, Kupe is said to have voyaged across the Pacific in a double-hull canoe, making landfall at Hokianga Harbour in Northland roughly 1,000 years ago. Once again, no written records, only word-of-mouth history. However, Maori oral histories are wildly diverse, and different iwi credit their origins to a variety of different explorers. In some traditions, Kupe discovered New Zealand, and in others he was not the first to arrive at all. Nahui, according to some iwi, arrived before Kupe, bringing greenstone from the South Island back to Hawaii. Toiti Huati was another ancestor figure in several North Island traditions. Watonga, the grandson of Toi, in some stories, was also the first to voyage to New Zealand. So different iwi have different oral stories, and almost certainly all of them are incorrect. As I've said several times, it's much more likely that the first Maori arrived in New Zealand by being released or escaping from one or more of the Chinese master sailor Zhang He's fleets. It's also highly unlikely that ancestral Maori ever had any significant building or navigational skills. But it is highly likely that the ancestral Maori were in fact low IQ, low-skill savage cannibals, hence the mess New Zealand became with warring iwi tribes, until the colonisers arrived, bringing with them for Maori all the enormous benefits of civilization. You would think political parties like Te Pāti Māori would be screaming thanks from the high heavens, especially on Waitangi Day, but no, their lack of civility is deafening. Take angry, aggressive and racist Te Pāti Māori MP Tatuka Ferris. He frequently brags about having a master's degree and 3 other degrees, although on the surface he doesn't seem to be educated beyond NCEA Level 1 standard, going by his attitude and abilities in Parliament. But, knowing Ferris's likely ancestral Chinese connection, he almost certainly achieved his degree qualification success in China. Not in any Chinese university, mind you. No, most likely from an online supplier of fake exam paperwork delivered to him by AliExpress.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not afraid of consequence or anything like that. I made some statements on the day I wrote the speech. I'm the holder of 3 undergraduate degrees and a master's degree, written plenty of stuff. I know the nuances of the English language and I know what I wrote. I understand that the House is uncomfortable with me, and I think that's fine too. We know that our position will agitate in this House, but it is a position that our generation was born into, raised, taught, developed into, and it will not be going away. Someone was suggesting that the mana of te reo Māori may not be enough, may not suffice in this 2-partner House. I'm not too sure about that.
If John Key and Helen Clark can travel to China and honour the Chinese killing machine, surely the rest of us could extradite to Pāti Māori and everyone registered on the Māori Electoral Roll back to China as a gesture of ancestral goodwill. Thank you for listening. WhangāreiTim.